Sonic the Hedgehog, one of the greatest video game characters ever, that has gone through so many difficult times and wonderful times as well. He has had some trouble this current generation of consoles. He did great to make new fans on the GameCube with the Sonic Adventure series, and Sonic Heroes was well received. In Nintendo Wii, he has made some crazy spin-offs like Sonic and the Secret Rings, that ultimately was not a bad game. It played well, but it did not follow Sonic's roots. Then they came up with a sequel, Sonic and the Black Knight. Another not too bad game, just not Sonic style. Then they also had other spin-offs, like a racing game, Sonic Riders 2 or Zero Gravity. That in part was not too bad, but not a big improvement from the first game. On the Xbox, on the other hand, he had quite some difficult time, as well on the PS3, with Sonic the Hedgehog. A game that could have been brilliant, but unfortunately was ruined by technical issues like glitches and loading times. Then comes Sonic Unleashed, multi-platform game that was actually very close to Sonic roots, more than ever, but had the unfortunate use of a dumb Hedgehog. We're proud to announce Sonic is back with Sonic the Hedgehog 4. And so for today's review, I got my own classic Sonic t-shirt, just for this. Sonic the Hedgehog 4 continues the same great platforming elements of the previous original titles. Fast-paced roller coaster ride mixed with lots of interesting platforming elements. The level design of the stages are really unique. Each stage has its own kind of platforming challenge. For example, the casino stages have you using cannons to reach high places, the Lost Labyrinth one has you riding on a minecart, and so on. Each world features 3 acts, but surprisingly enough, each act is made quite different from one another. The boss fights, however, are the most disappointing part of this game, due to the fact that they feel very similar to the old classic boss fights from previous games, specifically Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Unfortunately, Sega decided to inspire way too much on the concepts of Sonic the Hedgehog 2, and therefore it may seem a bit similar to it. But Sonic the Hedgehog 4 still delivers some pretty nice, sweet, fresh gameplay that we know and love from Sonic. Now, here we're seeing the console version. As you can see, the console version has perhaps better graphics in terms of the design, but practically still looks very much the same. What really changes the most is the modules and the frame rate. The frame rate of the iPhone version is actually a bit more slower, but at the same time it's faster. How do I explain myself? Well, the iPhone version looks more cinematic, like if it was on 20 frame rates per second. The console version, however, moves more fluidly. However, Sonic's runs faster, or at least it feels faster on the portable version, the iPhone, compared to the console version that I felt that it was a bit too slow. Here's the iPhone version for you guys to see. While Sonic is waiting for me to play, he's enjoying his music on the iPhone. Crazy, huh? But anyway, let's get to the action. As you can see, the level design is exactly the same as the first. You still get the fishes, you still have this bump over here, same droids, and the graphics overall are pretty similar. Now, you notice there that the loop actually made the camera move around as well. That's something extra addition maybe for the iPhone. I don't love it, but you know, it's nice, I guess. You still have the same speed over here. Yeah, I'm going a bit slow, I know. There, I'm fast. See, I honestly didn't feel that fast when I was playing with the console version, that segment. But I don't know, maybe it's just me, maybe I just got used to the iPhone version, because I personally prefer my Sonic 2D games portable. I'm actually playing awful because I'm looking at the camera, just so I know that I'm doing the level right, the recording great, so excuse me, I don't suck this much. For those wondering if the special stage is actually better on the iPhone, take a guess, it's worse. You have to tilt the iPhone in order to move Sonic in the special stage. It's not too bad, but it's quite annoying. And the most annoying part about it is the fact that there's a time limit. If there was no time limit, these special stages would be really great. So it's actually gonna be a bit more difficult for people to get supersonic on this thing, because these special stages are crazy. But one thing I like is the fact that Sega made them more easier to reach them. To be honest, I was very undecided on which version is actually better, the iPhone or the console version or the HD. The HD and the Wii version have no big difference actually. The graphics may be a bit more sharp, more colorful, but aside from that, it's practically the same game. The gameplay doesn't change. On the iPhone version, things are quite a bit similar as well in terms of the level design. You may have a few up notches here, some little graphical detail in the background, some added bonuses, but you know what? Those added bonuses on the console versions make the game actually easier than what it already is. On the iPhone version, it's actually a bit more difficult because you don't get some certain bonuses. The soundtrack of Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is unfortunately not that very memorable. It's not particularly bad, it has some really nice tracks, but they are not some really nice groove that feel very classic. They just feel a bit more generic in the side, the typical thing that you would hear in a 2D Sonic game. Of course, what more can you expect, you might say. Sometimes some tracks could stand out more. Sonic the Hedgehog 4 is in the end a really nice platformer and a great return of Sonic to his 2D classic roots from the very beginning. However, the game is quite short. Of course, we understand it's called Episode 1, but it could have been a bit more longer for what it offers. If you never enjoyed, strangely enough, 2D Sonic games, then this one won't really change your mind. But for the rest, you should definitely check it out. Even though the game may seem a little easy, the special stages will definitely make you coming back for more. Sonic the Hedgehog 4 gets an 8.5 out of 10.